What's up guys, Houndish here, and today I wanted to do a more in-depth guide on Masterwork Weapons and exactly which bonuses you can get on which types of weapon. So for example, the impact stat is something you can get a boost with from Masterwork Weapons, but they only come on things like sniper rifles, and I'll talk about what all of the possibilities are. I'm also going to make some suggestions of which perks might be good on different types of weapons. Firstly though, I have to say a huge thanks to a lot of folks on Twitter and a bunch of my friends for actually helping me kind of source all of this information. We can't currently use the database to see all of the possibilities, so we've pretty much had to, rely on getting everything dropped in game and kind of build a data pool from there. I've also referenced Rise of Bacon's Reddit post about the Masterwork, so there's a couple of little bits of information I didn't know yet. He's got a pretty fantastic guide, so I will link that in the description below. But now I'm going to list all of the stat perks that you can get and exactly which weapons are capable of rolling them. So we'll start with the impact stat. This one took a little while to figure out. You can gain 5 points of additional impact, so that's 5 points on top of the base stat for the weapon, and this is available on snipers, fusion rifles, as well as swords. These are the 3 weapon types that can actually roll the impact stat, so potentially on snipers it could be pretty good, as well as swords, and I think fusion rifles in particular it could be very potent on. You can get a range stat boost on all types of weapons, excluding grenade launchers as well as rocket launchers, so every type of weapon apart from those can roll a range bonus. For stability, it's a bonus that you can get for every weapon type with the exception of swords. Stability also gives you a bonus of 5 points. Then for handling on weapons, it can roll on any type of weapon, and this will give you 10 points of additional handling. And for the reload stat, you'll also get 10 points, and this is available on every weapon type with the exception of swords. The magazine bonus perk will grant you a 10% increase in magazine size, but there can be some discrepancies there. Sometimes you'll find that the mag size has been capped. Of course, with burst fire weapons, it'll appear that they have quite a few more rounds, but they are being fired inside of those bursts. For grenade launchers as well as rocket launchers, there are a couple of exclusive stats, so you can get plus 5 points of blast radius as well as plus 5 points of velocity depending on the perk for both grenade and rocket launchers, like I said. So those are all of the individual stats that you can roll on different archetypes, and as I mentioned, the points that these stat values add to the weapon are on top of the base value. So if you have a weapon with 55 stability, for example, if you get the stability bonus, it will become a weapon with 60 stability. So I do really feel like for each archetype of weapon, there are going to be a couple of optimal options. For fusion rifles, I generally look out for the impact or the range bonus. The impact increase is essentially free and it's not going to change the charge time, and range will make fusion rifles consistently better across the board. For things like scout rifles, I would generally be looking for stability, handling, or reload bonuses. For auto rifles, I'd say it would be a pretty similar situation, but stability would be even more appealing. Those for me would also be the top 3 bonuses to put on pulse rifles, but for hand cannons, actually having a range increase of 5 points I think is going to be pretty awesome. If you have better devils, you could increase that base range from around 46 points to plus 50 points. And in PvE, the reduced damage drop off, be it minimal, is definitely going to be helpful. In PvP though, range has always been a very beneficial bonuses for hand cannons, so it's certainly something to think about. For rockets, depending on what weapon you're using, perhaps velocity or blast radius would be pretty good options. If you're on the curtain call launcher, you might look at increasing the blast radius. If you're on Sins of the Past, you might look at increasing velocity. Also though, reload speed on rocket launchers could be really, really good for DPS purposes when you're not using barricades and things like that. I'd also recommend impact, reload, and mag bonuses for snipers across the board. One more round is always good. Quicker reload is good for DPS. So for right now, while these stat bonuses are fairly minimal, on particular archetypes, if you think about it, I think they're a very positive addition. Also, generating orbs of light, as I said in my video yesterday, I think is really, really fantastic. And while Masterworks are limited right now, they definitely open up a lot of possibilities for the future. So I said that I'd touch on where you can get Masterwork weapons. Pretty much you can get them from any source. So legendary engrams, including the ones that you pick up from the Cryptarch, you can actually purchase them, turn them in, see if you get a Masterwork, delete them if not, and then purchase some more. They can come from vendor rank up packages, as well as milestone completions, activity completions. You can also get Masterworks from the Infinite Forge. I have the SMG that you've seen in this video. This one dropped as a Masterwork, which is really cool. And then inside of the raid, you have a considerably higher chance of getting Masterwork weapons. It's also the same for Trials of the Nine. As mentioned yesterday, you can use 10 Masterwork cores as well as 25 legendary shards to upgrade a non-Masterwork weapon to have that status. You can also re-roll re-roll existing Masterworks for 3 Masterwork cores and a bunch of legendary shards. When you dismantle a Masterwork weapon, you have the chance to get between 1 and 3 Masterwork cores. It seems to be fairly random. I got 3 when I deleted a weapon yesterday, and then 1 when I deleted a different weapon today. A good point to remember also would be that infusing a Masterwork weapon into a non-Masterwork weapon will mean that you lose that Masterwork status. It doesn't, carry over. You can get the light level and everything like that, but it won't mean that it's upgraded to a Masterwork. On top of this, re-rolling Masterwork weapons won't actually reset the kill counter on the weapon. So if you've already got, a few hundred kills or whatever, and you decide to change the stat that you have, it will still count all of the kills you previously made as well. So there we go, guys. That is a breakdown of all of the possible Masterwork stats that you can get on weapons and precisely which weapons you can get them on. Again, thank you to everyone who's helped out and sent me images of their weapons and let me know the things they found. It's been really useful in figuring out what the possibilities are. If you have enjoyed this video though, guys, a like is very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see more Destiny 2 content. For now though, I hope you have an awesome day.